Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss how to create a immutable class in Java. Alright, so immutable objects are instances whose state does not change after when it has been initialized. For example, string is a immutable class and once instantiated, its value never changes. Okay, so probably you know that string is a immutable class and whenever we try to change the string, then it will create a new instance. Alright, so immutable class is good for caching purpose because you don't need to worry about the value changes. Alright, so another benefit of immutable class is that it is inherently thread safe, so you don't need to worry about thread safety in case of multi-threaded environment. So immutable classes are always thread safe, so you no need to worry about the synchronization issues. Alright, and here are the list of immutable classes in JDK. So JDK itself has a lots of immutable classes like string, wrapper classes such as integer, long, double, etc. And Java long, java.lang. Stack, trace, element, enums, local a, UUID. So these are the few of the immutable classes that I have listed from the JDK. So you can go through the internal implementation of these immutable classes. So here are the certain rules to create immutable classes. So don't provide setter methods. Alright, so setter methods are meant to change the state of an object, and this is what we want to prevent here. So don't provide a setter method because setter method changes the state of the object, right? So make all fields final and private. So we make a field as a private and final so that the private field cannot be accessed from the outside the class, and we can make a field as a final so that its value never gonna change. Okay, so don't allow subclasses to override methods. So we make a class as a final so it cannot be extended or it cannot be overridden. Okay, special attention when having mutable instance variables. So this is the important rule. So always remember that your instance variables will be either mutable or immutable. So identify them and return new instances with copied content for all mutable objects. Okay, so immutable variables can be returned safely without extra effort, but mutable, in case of mutable objects, we need to take an extra care. So I will show you with an example. So in Eclipse IDE, I have created two examples, example 1 and example 2, to demonstrate how to create a immutable class in Java. So in example 1, we'll learn how to apply these rules to make a class as a immutable class, and in example 2, we will see bit complicated example how to create a immutable class in Java. For example, employee is the immutable class and address is the mutable class, and we'll see how to handle this type of scenarios. So in example 1, we have a immutable class, and I have applied all these rules to make this class as a immutable class. So let me explain you step by step. So this is the immutable class with immutable field 1, immutable field 2 and mutable field. So these are the fields, and we have made these fields as a private and final. Okay, so as per the rule, make all fields final and private so that private fields cannot be accessed outside from this class, and we make these fields as a final so that its value cannot be changed or its value cannot be assigned to these final fields. Okay, and rule number 3 is don't allow subclass to override the method. So we made this class as a final, so this class cannot be extended or cannot be overridden. Alright, and we haven't provided any setters methods to access to give or to change the internal state of these fields. So we have removed all the setter methods and we have only provided getters to access these fields. Okay, and the fourth rule is special attention when having mutable instance variables. So integer and string, so both are immutable classes, so they don't provide any setters to change its content, but date class is a mutable and it provides setters to change various datetime parts. So we need to provide special attention with this mutable instance variable. All right, so what is the special attention that we need to provide here is that we need to create a new instance of date class by copying the original instance content. For example, date is the original instance and we need to copy this original instance into a new date object. So we need to do this in constructor as well as in a getters. So look at here, get mutable field, it returns a new instance of the date object. So as I mentioned, date class is a mutable, so we need a little care here. We should not return the reference of the original instance variable. Okay, instead a new datetime object is created with copying this original content, and then this new instance should be returned by this get mutable field method. Okay, understood. So we have applied these 4 rules to make this class as a immutable class. So we don't provide any setters, and we made these fields as a private and final, and we made this class as a final, and we just created a new instance of mutable field by just copying the original instance variable. All right, so this is how we can apply the rules to make a class as a immutable class. So let's go ahead and let's test this program. So one more thing is we have created a factory method to store object creation logic in a single place. Alright, so just look at here, we have created a new instance of immutable class with field 1, field 2 and date. Okay, so this is a test main class, it has a main method, and here we create an instance of immutable class and we print this object to the console. After that we are trying to modify this instance. All right, and try modify method is written here with we are trying to changing the instance variables of immutable class object, and then we again print the modified object to the console. So let's run this Java program and let us see the output. So look at here, the output should be same because this class is a immutable class, and even though we are trying to modify this instance, but the result should be the same because it is a immutable class, we cannot change once it created. So this is how we can apply all the rules to make a class as a immutable class. So let's have a look into the next example. So we have an employee and address classes, and employee is immutable class. Alright, so we have applied all the rules to make this employee as immutable class. For example, we made this employee class as a final so that it cannot be extended or it cannot be overridden, and here employee class has fields like name, ID and address, and we have made these fields as a private and final so that private fields cannot be accessed from outside this class, and final fields cannot be reassigned any values. And we haven't provided any setter methods here. And the fourth rule is whenever we have a mutable instance variable in a immutable class, then we need to provide a special attention. For example, in a constructor we need to create a instance of the immutable instance. So in our case, address is the immutable instance, and we need to create our clone object of the address. So we don't need to return a original object here from the get address method. So we always need to return a copy of the mutable object. All right, so in case of example 1, we have seen here like whenever we have a mutable instances, for example date, we need to create a new object, right, by copying the original content. Okay, and in case of get methods also, we need to create a new instance and we need to copy all the content of the original object. Okay, so similarly in an employee class we have a address as a mutable instance variable, so we need to copy its content and we need to create a new instance of the address, and we need to copy the content of original object like this. Alright, so address book implements a clonable interface and provided a implementation for clone method, and here we are calling clone method to create a copy of the address object. So instead of the calling clone method, you can also create a new object of address and address class, and you can assign all these values to this object and you can return it. So similarly in get address method, you can just create a new instance of the address class and you can copy all the original content of address object, and just you can return from the get address. It's pretty simple, right? So let's go ahead and let's execute this program. So here, look at here, we have a employee immutable object example, and here is the main method, and inside that we have created a object of the address and object of the employee. Employee has address instance here, and address is the mutable instance variable, right? And here we have printed employee to the console, and we are trying to modify the address here, and then after also we are printing employee object to the console. Okay, so here we are trying to modify the address, but as employee is a immutable class, so once it is created, its value or its content cannot be changed. So let's go ahead and let's verify it. So let me run this program and let's see the output. Run as Java application. Yeah, look at the output here. So before changes to the object, address is Pune, and after changes to the address object, address remains same. Alright, so look at here, we're trying to change the address from Pune to Mumbai, but the output should be the Pune, because once we create an object of the immutable class, we cannot change or we cannot change its content. Alright, so I hope you at least got the idea how to create a immutable class in Java. So let's explore a string class in JDK and let's see these rules, how the rules are applied in a string class. So this is the internal implementation of string immutable class. So look at here, string class is made as a final class and it cannot be extended or it cannot be overridden. Okay, and look at here, variables or instance variable in a string class are made as a private and final. So private fields cannot be accessed from its outside of its class, and final variables cannot be reassigned. Okay, and in a constructor, so look at here, the original content is copied and new instance of the string is returned like this. Okay, and there is no setter methods exist in a string class. Alright, so I hope you at least got the idea. So that's all guys, how to create a immutable class in Java. So yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that whenever I will publish such videos you will get notified. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.